Energy. Hit music only.
Welcome to the Energy Startalk, Matt Simons.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's cool that you found the way to Berlin. Is it your first time here?
No, I've been to Berlin a couple of times, and it's a lovely city.
Was it for work, or did you get like the chance to see anything? And
Mostly for work. I've yet to really be able to explore the city of Berlin, but I hope to do that one day.
so you have to come back. Just for that.
I'll have to come back.
You have to come back to us then, and we give you like some tips where you can go to, like maybe party. And
Sounds like a plan.
What you have to see. Really good. It's the first time you're here in our studio, so we have like some short questions to get to know you a bit better.
Yep.
What would your friends say is typical Matt?
Typical me. I mean, I do like to hang out late. I do like to stay out late at night. So
What means
me,
late?
Like, I like to go sleep like 4 a.m. maybe, 4 in the morning. That's kind of that's my, and then wake up, also sleep in. That's another thing I like to do.
Okay.
So staying out late and sleeping in.
That's kind of like
me.
typical Berlin too. So
So we're gonna get along just fine.
yeah. What was the last concert you went to?
I went to see James Bay play in New York City, where I live. He was playing at the Hammerstein Ballroom,
Very
and
cool.
we're on the same record label in the U.S. So I got free tickets.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
We had Energy Live sessions with him too.
Oh,
and
you
he's
did?
like so nice and just like easygoing, and he was like, I think on his schedule order was just like, or his right, what did he say? Just like, we want to have fun. We don't want to like have any trouble. Just like.
I agree with that. You just want to have fun.
What was your first CD? The first CD you bought?
Well, I don't know if the first CD that I bought, but I remember the first album that I bought. It was a cassette tape.
Oh, okay.
It was because I'm old, and it was "Dangerous" by Michael Jackson. Dangerous.
That's
The girl is so dangerous.
and a cassette.
That's a good one.
That's funny.
Yeah, on a cassette.
Besides music, what else do you spend a lot of time with?
Traveling.
For the music?
Yeah, to get to play more music.
Yeah.
I think most of my time is spent either traveling or playing it at this point. I try to, if I'm at home in New York, I try to relax as much as possible.
Okay. And what you would, when you would have like the chance to switch lives with a special musician, which one would you pick? Just like for one day, let's say.
I would switch lives with Paul McCartney
Why?
because he's the greatest living songwriter maybe in the whole world.
Would you like switch now, or would you like go back in time to be like maybe one
I
of
would
the
switch
Beatles?
now. He just wrote a song with Kanye West and Rihanna that was a huge hit. He's doing everything. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd switch lives with him. It'd be pretty great.
Wow. You're here to talk about like your record, Catch and Release, and funny, your single is Catch and Release too.
Isn't that funny how that works out?
What a surprise! When you started like making this album, did you know from the beginning how you wanted it to sound like at the end, or?
Not at all. I mean, I made this album was sort of made piece by piece. Sort of treated every single song like it's a single. Like not necessarily, there's not really a one sound on the album. The only thing that stays consistent maybe is my writing and singing, but as far as the production is concerned, I worked with like 6 different producers and just tried to take every song and like give it the production that it needed, not necessarily because the album has to have a sound.
You worked like with different producers from different countries too, and different cities. How important was that for the sound?
I think it was really important. I think the songs that were a little more traditional sound, the writing is a little more traditional. I went to Nashville because that's where you got to do that. And for the stuff that was a little more indie sounding, I went to L.A., Los Angeles. That's where we did Catch and Release, was in Los Angeles. And then some of the more upbeat, 4 on the floor, kind of like pop songs from what I did in Europe.
How can we picture you like starting to write a song? Is it just like you're sitting there and you're saying like, okay, today I write a song, I want it to be about this, and then you just like start with the music, start with the lyrics.
Well, it would be nice if it worked that way all the time, but sometimes you just sort of have to sit there and you won't write anything all day. And sometimes you get lucky and you wake up and you're like, oh, I have something I want to write about today.
Okay. So sometimes like while you're sleeping or maybe at night, doesn't matter, and then you get up and write it down.
You wake up and you're sleeping, you have an idea and you record it into your phone, something like that. You wake up, it's like, oh yeah, that was a good idea that I had at 5 in the morning. You should try that.
I know it's pretty hard, but when you meet people, sometimes just like, and you tell them, hey, I'm a musician, the question comes up like, okay, what kind of music is it? What do you do? How would you explain your music, what you do, and what's on catch and release?
Well, I think some people do hardcore music. Some are softcore. I would say feelings core is what I do. It's just feelings music.
So nothing you really feel like, okay, I have to jump up and go dance.
Well, but that is part one of the feelings. Maybe it's just a wider range of feelings. It's singer-songwriter music. It's it's something maybe you could cozy up to a fire with somebody that you love sometimes, but then in other times it could be like maybe get you dancing.
Yeah. I read on your homepage in the biography, my favorite, it matches to that, my favorite kind of songs to listen to are the ones that the lyrics might sound depressing, but at the end of the day, there's some truth in it and that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
On your album, what songs match to that? All of them?
Maybe not all of them, but definitely like one that comes to mind is one of the last songs on the record. It's called Say Goodbye, and I wrote it about having a really tough time after a really hard year, and it's sort of about being able to say goodbye to the things and the people in your life that are bringing you down. And it's sad, like that's sad to saying, okay, you're out of my life now, but then you can think about it another way where you're looking forward, looking to the future. Hopefully you're doing, leading yourself to the life that you want to be living.
Yeah, I was trying when I listened to the album. I was just like trying to, okay, what's my favorite song? What's my favorite song on it? It's pretty hard to pick one.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that.
It's really nice, and we had to listen to it the last couple of days, like over and over again. I think our colleagues already hated us. Do you have like favorite songs on it? Is it the one that you say it's gonna be the single, or?
Not always. Sometimes you gravitate towards songs for the personal meaning, but that doesn't mean it's going to work as a single. That's just how it works with radio and things like that. But I mean, Catch and Release is one of my favorites on the album, so it's nice that was the single, and it's the one that I have to play the most often.
Do you sometimes hear it on the radio?
I did. I just heard it on the way over here. We were tuned into Energy.
Okay.
We were tuned into Energy Radio, and my song came on. I made an Instagram video about it.
Do you sometimes because you don't? Do you understand some German? Did he introduce it, or was it just like playing?
It was just playing. I think.
Okay, because sometimes it's just like it must be weird when you hear like someone talking about you, but it's a different language. You might not get it, and just like, okay, that's my song. Would you want to know what?
Yeah, well, I would want to know what they're saying. Probably, hopefully.
But they play. I mean, it's only good stuff.
I'm sure they're only saying nice things. Like, and now from that jerk Matt Simons, here's the song.
But no, they don't. What's coming next? I mean, you're playing today at the Friends Club for support for Doton.
Yep.
When you're coming back, playing.
Coming back in April, I think.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a headline tour around Germany. Definitely gonna play Berlin. So I hope everyone can make it out to the show.
And you have to bring a lot of time then, so maybe 2 off days after your
maybe
show.
We play the show in Berlin, and then all right, we need 2 full days to really experience the city.
Give the fans maybe. How is it when you meet fans? Like, do they come over to you and talk to you, or are they just like looking at you like, oh, okay, that's him. I want to.
They do. I usually have a signing at the merch table after the show. It's always wonderful to meet the people who made it to the show. No, I love meeting the fans.
What do they ask you? Do they? I'm always like want to know, because it's just like for fans, I guess they have so many questions in their head and they want to talk about so much stuff, but sometimes they're just like, okay.
Yeah, sometimes they'll ask about maybe a specific song. If they have one song that they really like, they'll ask, what the meaning behind it is and where were you when you wrote it and stuff like that. But usually they just want to say hi and maybe take a picture and,
so they
get a CD signed and yeah.
So next time when you're in Berlin and the people see you, just like, don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be
Come
shy.
over and
come say hi.
Yeah. Cool. Is there anything else like you want to share with our listeners? Anything where you would say that's important? I want to tell them that I forgot to ask.
I mean, I'm just so excited that my song's been played on the radio in Germany, and I can't wait to come back and play for you guys.
Yeah, the Dutch people knew.
The Dutch people were first, but I'm glad that it's now taken in Germany as well.
Yeah, perfect. So thank you.
Thank you.
Energy. Hit music only.